Picture this. Cameras rolling inside the White House, reporters packed in the room, and Trump trying to run the show until Karoline Leavitt says one thing that wasn't supposed to be said out loud. You can see it on his face. That instant flash of irritation, the forced smile, the "who told you that?" energy, because whatever she just revealed to the press changes the entire meeting. So what exactly did Leavitt blurt out in front of reporters that made Trump snap? And why did the room suddenly go tense, like everyone realized they'd crossed a line? Stay with me, because the next moments are awkward, messy, and way more revealing than any official statement.
You said affordability was a con job, and you said last night you didn't want to talk about affordability.
I talked about it. When did I not want to talk about it? I talk about it all the time. We are much better than Biden and all of them. Now, just so you understand, do you remember that the Biden administration had the highest inflation in 48 years, but most people say ever recorded? Do you remember that? Right? Do you remember it?
So, yeah.
Did they have the highest inflation in 48 years? Did they? Just answer me the question. You know the answer. The answer is yes. They had the worst inflation in 48 years. We have almost no inflation. We're down now to 2%, and we'll be at maybe 1%. You want to always stay above 1%, actually. You want a little tiny bit of inflation. We're at a perfect number. They were at the highest level in recorded history, okay? And when you talk about affordability, that one fact. Now, let's talk about the second biggest subject after inflation, energy. We're going to be at $2 gasoline. We're going to be approximately $2 very soon. We're a little bit above $2 right now for gasoline. Now, under Biden, it was $4.50. It even hit $5, but it was $4, $3.50. We're going to be at $2 a gallon. So gasoline's much less. Energy costs are less. When you have energy and when you have gasoline less, everything else follows. It's such a big category. So when you have lower energy prices, which I think you admit we do substantially, that means everything else. So we are the victors on affordability. But if I watched that election, which I was not much involved in, I didn't support Virginia, the candidate, didn't do a lot of support for the other candidates. They asked me about Cuomo, and I said, well, it's a question, do you want a thug or do you want a communist? I mean, that was my response. So I wasn't involved in that stuff too much. But I will say this, if you look at affordability, which they campaigned on, they lied because they talked about, oh, prices are up. No, prices are down under the Trump administration, and they're down substantially. Energy prices are down by 30, 35, 40%. Gasoline is way down. And the other big thing is inflation is way down. The biggest thing is inflation. The second biggest thing is energy. Energy is way down, and what's also down? Gasoline. Also, the biggest thing is inflation, and it's way down. We took over a mess, the highest inflation in recorded history. Some people would say 48 years. I'll take either one of them. But I believe it's the highest inflation in recorded history. That alone makes it impossible for them to have done a good job affordability-wise. And one other thing, when I came into office, Victor, 2 days into office, they were screaming at me about the cost of eggs. I was there for 2 days. Eggs had quadrupled. And I said, listen, I just got here. Let me check it out. And they were right. Eggs had gone up by 3-4 times. Within a period of a few months, we had eggs down to a normal cost. We did a great job on groceries and affordability. The only problem is the fake news. You people don't want to report it. And in fact, I'd like to ask Karoline. Where's Karoline? I'd like to ask Karoline a question. Where is she? Did she? Uh-oh. She deserted us. She deserted me. Our great Karoline superstar deserted me. Anyway.
How long, sir?
She's right outside.
Mr. President.
How long is
She was going to talk about, because the fake news yesterday, they talked about that. They said, oh, I don't want to talk about affordability. The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden. And the prices are way down. Karoline?
Yes, sir.
Could you discuss that question that was asked and how it was asked in such a fake, disgusting manner by the fake news?
Yeah, and I just saw it asked again here, and it's very unfortunate that the reporters in this room refuse to address, sir, what you just said, which is that you inherited the worst inflation crisis in modern American history, and you are fixing it in 10 short months. And your entire administration has been tasked with this effort, from Treasury Department to Agriculture Department to the National Economic Council right here at the White House. They are slashing regulation. He signed the largest middle-class tax cut in 6 months. In 6 months, in record time, putting more money back into the American people's pockets. So affordability is what the American people elected this president to do, and he is doing it, and you guys refuse to cover it, and you refuse to cover that the previous administration created the worst unaffordability crisis in American history. And I've been watching the TV all day saying that he doesn't want to talk about affordability. That's what he's working on every day, and that's what
That's
this
what I'm talking
administration
about
is
right
doing.
now. But you know why they refuse to cover it?
Can I get
Because
her
they're
for
fake
some months?
news, that's why. Go
Can
ahead.
I get her some months?
Sure. Caroline, the Prime Minister would like you to work for him in Hungary.
Please consider.
Thank you.
Please consider.
You know what? It's a very good decision you just made.
President, on
To that
the,
point, sir,
Please don't leave us,
on the
Caroline.
shutdown, Mr. President,
Yeah, please.
you spoke to Republicans.
What makes this White House moment so telling isn't just that Trump looks irritated, it's how fast the whole room flips from official meeting to damage control theater. 1 minute the cameras are there for the usual photo op vibes, visiting leader, polished remarks, everyone pretending the day is perfectly under control. The next minute a reporter presses on affordability, and you can watch Trump's patience evaporate. He doesn't answer like a normal president explaining policy, he answers like a man auditioning for his own highlight reel. Blame the media, brag about numbers, declare victory, repeat fake news, and then comes the key twist. Trump basically summons Karoline Leavitt like a human shield. That's not a sign of strength, that's a sign of a strategy. When the question feels risky, when the narrative feels shaky, you bring in the spokesperson to scold the press and reframe the entire exchange as the media is lying instead of the public is asking. Now here's where the scandal dynamic shows up. When a spokesperson is thrown into the room mid-firefight, it's because someone needs the story locked down right now. Leavitt doesn't come in to add clarity, she comes in to enforce discipline. She admonishes reporters, insists Trump does want to talk affordability, and then rattles off a greatest hits list of accomplishments. That's not an answer, that's a reset button. It's meant to drown out the messy part, the part where a question lands, Trump gets defensive, and suddenly the cameras are capturing the tension that official statements can't erase. And honestly, that's the whole point of these moments. Because when leaders are confident, they don't need to turn every question into a fight with the press. They can just answer. But when the room gets tense, when the tone goes sharp, when the spokesperson is deployed to lecture reporters, it signals something deeper. Control matters more than clarity. So here's what I want you to take away. This wasn't just a cranky exchange. It was a live demonstration of how the White House manages uncomfortable questions. Step 1, deny the premise. Step 2, attack the messenger. Step 3, flood the zone with talking points. And if that still doesn't work, bring in the press secretary to scold everyone and steer the cameras away from the awkward truth. Now drop your take in the comments. Did Trump look like a leader defending his record or a politician panicking because the room wasn't following the script? If you want more breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the most revealing politics isn't what they announce. It's what they accidentally show when the questions don't go their way.